Welcome back to the Convention Creators Podcast, a show where we explore the creative chaos of convention life and the people who make it happen.
I am PB, the perfect blue, and today we are getting ready for one of the biggest events of this summer, which is AnimeCon UK. Not only it is a big event for us as traders, but it is huge for us because we are going to be there for the first time in official capacity as a podcast team.
And I am J-Bear. And Conventioneers, if that wasn't enough, we have got an incredible team joining us this time because we're not only joined by Stephen from Glazghouls, we're also joined by our friends Jake and Kay from Rakku Events, who's going to be helping us out at our table while we film exclusive podcast content during the con.
That's right. Plus, we'll have Pick a Plushie with us. We're also going to have Printing Like Rabbits right behind us in the booth. This is shaping up to be the most social and collaborative event we've done yet, with 6 entities in one space. Crazy. So let's break it down. All the prep and excitement. We're diving in to AnimeCon UK. Let's go, 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 go.
The Convention Creators Podcast is sponsored by Decal Empire UK.
We're back again for another episode of the Convention Creators Podcast. We welcome back all our lovely conventioneers for another episode. We hope you've had a good week since you last heard from us. As if we haven't done enough cons, we have another one because
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't stand this.
So eager to do as many cons as possible, and how can we turn them down? They're all so good.
And this is literally the beginning of summer. Wait till we've done so many by the end of summer.
We are now entering the summer season for cons. But the next one we are doing is, if you hadn't already guessed, because you have already opened this video and seen the title of it, but oh my goodness, if you accidentally clicked it without looking, yes, we're doing AnimeCon UK.
Yay!
Yes! Who have been long supporters of us, and I'm very excited to actually get to go to one now, because this is my first time going to AnimeCon.
Yes, I'm excited for AnimeCon. I also always think with AnimeCon with a massive smile on my face, because when AnimeCon was starting out, the way it was presented to us as traders might have not been in the best fashion in the moment, and I made this whole TikTok hoopla about not being impressed by it, but we decided to give it a chance, and it quickly became one of my favorite events to be at socially. The kind of activities that you get there are, for me, very different than what we see at different conventions from MegaCon and from MCM. They're obviously targeted more towards the anime crowd, and it's my jam. So I'm always super excited to see what they come up with next.
It really does feel like my anime trading has been leading up to this point. Like the moment when I started watching, Demon Slayer and Cyberpunk, and like all to this moment now, I'm like, okay, yeah. I've been gearing up for this moment, getting my education and ready. So yes. I feel like I belong in this space.
You do. You definitely belong in this space. It's going to be very exciting. And this is the first time that AnimeCon is actually a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event, where usually it's a Saturday, Sunday event. They're doing Friday tentatively. It is going to be starting late in the day. It is because it's not a bank holiday weekend. So the event itself starts from 2 in the afternoon. After after people, start winding down from work and so on. There's going to be activities in the evening. There's going to be activities all throughout the weekend. I am so excited to see friends of mine who specifically contacted me about information with regard to weekend passes when they were not sold out, because at the time you're listening to this, there's only a handful of tickets left, allegedly. That is what we were told repeatedly during our podcast episode with our friend Naz. So go get your tickets if you want to come and see us.
Absolutely. And yeah, we got to say, like you mentioned Naz, like it's our first time guesting on a podcast as well.
Yes,
we were
a podcast on another podcast. Crazy. Inception. What is this Inception?
So if you haven't already listened to it, do check out AnimeCon HQ podcast, where we will be on, and listen to us. See what it's like, how we behave when we're the guests. Are we well-behaved guests? Or is it? It was actually, I really enjoyed the interview. Yeah. It was really nice speaking to him. He was so chill. Because again, as everyone who's followed this podcast knows, my anime life is very much a journey that I'm very fresh to. So going on a podcast to talk about anime was very much an interesting experience for me. So you need to check out, see how I fared, and whether I was able to hold my own in terms of conversation around anime. But yeah, just. One of the reasons I'm very excited about this particular event is, again, because there's been such a good back and forth with the podcast specifically, and just a real engagement with us. And we say this of all the events that we've worked with who've actually taken an interest in our podcast. Like, it not only means the world, but it's really helpful for us. It raises our profile, but also it means it just gives us more opportunities to do stuff with these events and at these events. And so I'm really looking forward to it. And I think the one thing I have definitely garnered from our conversations and just observing AnimeCon is the fact that it is this event that's been getting bigger and bigger. I think the fact that they're doing a Friday for the first time is really exciting. The fact that they're in a place to sort of try these things out and see what works. As someone who's never been, who has no idea.
God, you are so clueless.
I have been to, I guess, conventions that, so far, most of the conventions I've gone to have spread a much more wider demographic. Being video games and anime and all sorts of stuff. This one seems very focused on a lot of people who like anime. What should I expect community-wise? What's the vibe? What is the vibe at these sort of events? Because you've been to these before.
Well, in this one in particular, I would say there's generally, obviously, a younger audience, especially after being at UK Games Expo. It will feel like we're back in school a little bit. But no, there is a fairly younger audience, a lot of anime enthusiasts, as you can imagine, which in itself brings a lot of cosplay. There's a lot of different activities related to K-pop. In the first year, I was placed just by a K-pop dance troupe stage, and they danced all weekend, and it was absolutely exceptional. But they also tend to invite a lot of people who do something unique. There was a string quartet there last year that was playing anime openings. There was another time where there was a full-on choir that was singing anime songs. There is always something unique and out of the box that you would not really expect. There's the silent disco, which is a lot of fun, especially when you're the one watching the silent disco and you don't have no idea where these people are just swaying and living their best life until it's a song where they know the lyrics in broken Japanese and half of them are trying to sing along and you're like, I know this jam. It's a lot of fun. I think it is one of the events that has a lot going on, and there's a lot to actually participate in if you go with an open mind of trying new things and maybe go a little bit outside of your comfort zone. They try to have a lot of guest talks, and voice actors show up from both from Japan and from the English dubs for Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll was a part of it. I don't know if they are this year. I'm sorry, I have not had enough time to fully research who is going to be present, but I know there's a lot of voice actors. There's voice actors from Naruto showing up this time, which you would not know this, Jay, but Naruto was probably one of the founding anime for a lot of people of the current generation of anime watchers. Okay. Not for me. That was like my 20s. I'm too old for that. But I still watched a big part of it. There's always something very interesting and very different to see there, that is within this niche of anime and cosplay and voice acting and so on. So I would say I am the most excited, not just because you're going to get to experience it, but because we have our featured artists and guests of our own at our space. That will give me time to be able to come around with you this time and film podcast stuff together. When I spoke to Clive about returning this year, he was very enthusiastic about the fact that we're running our own podcast. He's very supportive about everything that I work on. He's a very good friend, and he wants us to be able to do as much as possible with the podcast and have fun with it and participate in different things if we can, and so on and so forth. So that is why I asked Jake and Kay and eventually Stephen from Glazghouls to be able to come and help out with my setup, because they're all familiar with it. So we can scurry away and do our convention creatives adventuring while they mind the table.
Yeah, in a weird way, it's your sort of debut for the content outside this podcast specifically. It's going to be your on-con coverage debut, which is going to be really
I'm very excited. I'm very excited, especially because being in that con ambient, I feel enriches me a lot. I like come to life in that scenario. So people who watch me now and have never seen me in person at a convention will be able to see just how goofy I can be during con as well.
And I guess because we have amazing people who are helping us out, and again I'm so grateful that we have Glazghouls and Rakku events supporting us, but we also have our long-term friend of Printing Like Rabbits. He's going to be there too, and he is tabling right next to us, behind us, isn't it? Or yes. So I think people who see us at a lot of the cons now just expect to see Printing Like Rabbits within a vicinity nearby at this point. So he'll be there as well, and Pick a Plushie is going to be there too.
Yes. So the setup for this convention is going to be a block. We are going to have a block. We're going to have back-to-back booths. I am in charge of one side, where I am going to be having Pick a Plushie to one side of me. My table is going to be center of the booth with Sonic and Shadow statues there as well. We don't know if Silver is going to show up at AnimeCon, probably not, I will be honest. But the two boys are going to be there, and to my side, I'm going to have a little featured section for my helpers. They will mostly be focusing on selling my work, but obviously their work will be present as well. And that will include Glazghouls and Illustrator Jake. Now, because of obviously keeping in theme with the convention and keeping in theme with my table especially, I have cordially asked that they more or less bring things that are related to my fandom, because we want to be respectful to the event itself as well. It's shaping up to be a very good collaboration, while behind us the entire space is dedicated to Printing Like Rabbits, who is going to have his full setup of Has-Been Hotel, that fandom that I forgot about. Has-Been Hotel, he's going to have Alastor, Lucifer, his big backdrop thing that he is doing with Vaggie, and I think it's going to be an awesome thing, especially considering that Printing Like Rabbits is going to be present for their first merger with Toy-Con, which is, I don't know if I spoke to you about this before, Jay, but AnimeCon is not only going to be AnimeCon, it is actually merging 3 conventions into one. It absorbed 2 other conventions.
Okay.
A smaller convention that was absorbed into AnimeCon or is working in tandem with it is going to be CardCon for card collectors. I'm assuming trading cards, right? And another convention that is run by the same team is DesignerCon, which is a convention that essentially gravitates towards things like Labubu and blind boxes and mini toy figures, right? So it is the prime opportunity for someone like Printing Like Rabbits, who prints his own toys, which aren't toys, they're collectibles, but you know, the aesthetic is there. The right people are going to be present for his display, and I'm just very excited to see what comes out of it for him.
It's going to be good. So really, our whole extended cinematic universe is going to be at AnimeCon.
Literally, yes. Literally, yes. Everyone who is a part of our con organization family team is all going to be there at once in one go, and it is very exciting and low-key mind-blowing.
Yeah, so basically this is our Avengers moment, so this is the time to come along and check
it is,
I think it's just going to be an interesting one. I think the fact that we'll be able to do this, record stuff together, is going to be fun. It'll make it easier for us to have interviews and just stuff around the floor. And I think, just so grateful that we have this whole family with us. And I think it's just a nice reflection of just looking at the podcast in general, and just our family and the people we've worked with and the friends you've made over the years and stuff, and it's just good. That's good.
It is good. It's also quite nice to see Paul doing more than just MCM this year. Paul with Pick a Plushie not only is doing MCM, but he's doing this event, and he is expanding his repertoire of things that he sell, from plush toys onto different things that I don't want to give away, because I think the people who generally visit his table are going to be genuinely excited. But there's Pokemon stuff involved, that's all I'm going to say, and there's Sanrio stuff involved also. You know, if you like your Kuromis and you like your cinnamon roll, then you need to come and check out what he's going to be having, provided that he actually still has stock left from MCM.
This is just, I think a lot of people in the case of you're doing a lot of these events in this very small window. It's we're like, what stock are we going to have? Oh my goodness. We mentioned in the previous episodes as well about this notion of how you prioritize your stock for these different events. I'm guessing AnimeCon is just the same, because you obviously, again, you mentioned a very young audience, people who obviously a key genre of thing they like is anime. So what's our approach for this one? How are we tackling it?
Yep, just like we discussed before, we are going to be narrowing down the products that we take to ones that are more related to deals that we can present to customers. things that have like bundle pricing, badge buttons, enamel pins, stickers. That's what we're going to go hard on. I can't make any promises, but I am going to try and design a couple more anime related t-shirts that can be maybe printed on time for this one, but again, can't promise anything. They're going to be in the pipeline. If it manages to happen, it happens. If it doesn't, then whoopsie daisy. But more or less, I have a very solid repertoire of things now that I think will do decently well at AnimeCon, and it's just a matter of focusing more how things are presented, in order for people to have their eyes catching a glimpse of these deals. Because again, I do think it is a younger audience there. I think their budget is a little bit smaller than MCM and UK Games Expo. So we will have to focus more on people being able to buy little treats rather than the big purchases.
Yeah. I mean, if we're focusing on obviously making our display more visible around deals and stuff, if we have Glazghouls and Rakku events, how do we approach the display, take into account that we've got to allocate just as their stuff into that same space?
Obviously, because we are blessed with having a larger space than we normally do, there is just enough space to be able to have these two artists essentially featured in a smaller table to my side, just attached onto mine. I don't think it will interfere in any way with what we are doing. However, the bonus is that Stephen and I have worked together so many times that our setup is quite seamless, in a way that he has rails for t-shirts that he can kind of put between us or behind us, that essentially merges my t-shirt rail into his own, making it look like it all belongs. It is not an eyesore for the public. It doesn't stand out in a way that it doesn't look like we are not together. But yeah, I don't think it is necessarily an issue at all. We are going to once again be bringing all the 4 rails that we used for UK Games Expo to display as many t-shirts as possible. We're going to have the sweater rail discounted if there's anything left from MCM, which I doubt at this point. We will see. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a very interesting one. I will say that normally you are not allowed to have other people sell in your space, right? But I have discussed this with Clive before, and mostly because he knows that I need to absent myself from the table in order to participate for the podcast, and when I discussed it with him, I said the people who do know my work enough to be able to sell it without me being there are going to be other artists. So the only way that I can really persuade them is if they can sell part of their work on my table as well, if that is okay with him. And he said that is completely fine. So get permission, basically.
Get permission.
It's better. But also, because this is a topic within itself, right? All of them have their own marketing liability insurance, which will be present in case it is needed. So if anything goes bad, no one is kind of like, oh, well, it's his space, bye. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're definitely going to do this as politely and as nicely as possible within the rules allowed.
Actually, I was going to ask about what are the financial commitments for an event like this? What are the logistics of doing it at AnimeCon?
So obviously we need to take care of the space. There is obviously the cost for lodging. There is cost for van rental, because this time doing it with Pick a Plushie means that there is more people, more space, more things that needs to be taken. We in this case, I will be paying for 2 hotel rooms instead of 1, because again, there is more people. The cost of the space is going to fall on my shoulders, because the people who are coming to help us are featured artists, and it is my responsibility to take care of that space, so it is still going to fall onto me. Obviously there is stock to take in mind. However, we literally have no idea how we're going to do after MCM, UK Games Expo. This, who knows? Maybe my dream will come true and I will be left with nothing. But it is unlikely. So yeah, there, unfortunately it is not a question that I can fully answer, because everything is a little bit up in the air. Everything is kind of like stocked at the start of these 3 major events and hoping for the best, which unfortunately is going to be a recurring theme for the summer. We have the first batch of AnimeCon, UK Games Expo and MCM. We're going to have a bit of a break. Then we're going to be having 4 conventions in a row, with a smaller event, Milton Keynes Comic Con, which is completely fine. But then we have Hyper Japan, we have MegaCon Manchester, and we have RakkuCon back to back, with just 1 or 2 weekends in between. And then we have a little break, and then we have EpicCon, the Has-Been Hotel event, potentially our first Monopoly event. We haven't heard back yet, but we are hoping for it. MCM again. There's just so many back-to-back things where we're going to have to like bulk stock. So we will see. It is a trial and error situation, and hoping for the best, really.
Yeah. Because we always talk about, how we plan for these things. But we also, every time we do a prep episode, we always think about, like, what are the expectations of this event? It was interesting in the last one, we talked about, it was sort of hard to gauge because we don't have any expectations. We've never done UK Games Expo. AnimeCon, you're much more familiar with. Even though, again, there are new factors this time, like you've got an extra day or an extra afternoon, and you've got different dynamics that sort of change that a bit. But do you have a rough idea of what you're expecting based on previous events, or do you think there are too many variables this year that make it harder to gauge?
Money-wise for AnimeCon? I would say I have a goal in mind, keeping in mind that I have watched AnimeCon grow now from 1 year to another. The first year it was very enjoyable as an event. It wasn't very profitable. The second year, last year, I narrowed it down to I just did not have new things, and that AnimeCon was in fact the turning point where one of my colleagues said, I am very sorry, I don't think it's the financial climate, I think it's just because you gave up. And it was a very harsh conversation to have in the middle of the AnimeCon floor. It was a harsh reality, it was like a massive kick in the teeth, but we were sitting opposite of each other. Their table was right in front of ours, and they had been busy all day, while I was essentially just staring most of the afternoon on Saturday and Sunday. So it turned out that as soon as I took their advice, things changed. So chances are my last year's AnimeCon is not a reflection of AnimeCon, it's a reflection of me and my lack of doing new things, which I learned my lesson. Now we're doing new things all the time. Yes. So I have high hopes. What I would like to do is essentially smash the last 2 years of takings and do a fair bit more than what we did last year's, just so I can prove to myself, but also just to prove to myself, but also to pick a Plushie, who's been alongside me the whole journey with AnimeCon, and to Clive, who I have a very transparent relationship with when it comes to money, because I am giving him a reflection of what people are expecting or what people are getting money-wise, right? It's just the kind of work relationship we have. And I would like to be able to say that this year, in its third year, when they are opening for a 3-day event, the money was better. If it isn't, then there will need to be a discussion based on that, but that is that. What I will say, however, as bad as it has been, it's never been a loss.
Which is an important thing to say.
Yeah, which is not what I could say for other bigger events last year, because I did make a significant loss, and I can see in the camera that I have like a hair here. It's gone now. I could just see it dangle while I'm talking, and it's really irritating. Yes, it is not the same that I could say for, but I'm not even going to try and hide behind my finger with this, because this year we smashed it. Last year, MegaCon Birmingham was a significant loss for me, and last year's MegaCon London was a bigger loss for me. And this year we aced them, chef's kiss. So if that is a reflection of what's to come, then I think we will do okay.
We will do good. So yeah,
hopefully.
AnimeCon. We are hopefully in this moment of time that you're listening, just ready. We're ready for it. We're getting ready. We're on our way. We're sorting it out. Who knows? Because this is past time Jamie speaking. But I can't wait to see people there. If you're coming to AnimeCon, obviously come say hi. We love to meet the podcast listeners and viewers and check out everything we have going on. If you haven't seen us already at the numerous other events we've been doing in the last few weeks, do come along and say hi. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be, and I'm just generally excited that we're going to go on YouTube hijinks together. It's going to be good. People aren't ready to see the duo out on the show floor, roaming,
crazy,
causing mischief, I'm sure.
Yes.
Shall we take a quick break and then come back for some more hijinks?
Yes.
Hijinks.
Where's Vi? She dead. Wait, what?
Sad jinx.
Oh, she's not hijinks anymore. She's hijinks.
Hijinks. Oh, bye jinx. Good.
We're so weird.
I'm just here to let you know that the podcast is powered by our amazing conventioneers on Patreon. A big thank you to everyone who's helping us keep their mics on and shenanigans flowing with a small monthly contribution. If you'd like to support the show and unlock some bonus goodies, become an official conventioneer yourself and join the crew at patreon.com/theconcreatives. Now, back on with the show.
We are back after a little break, and we are here once again because Coop, the delightful courier pigeon, has come along to deliver us some mail, hasn't he, PB?
Yes, we have a very interesting question today, and we're going to turn it into a little game. So the question is, if you had to cosplay for AnimeCon UK, what would your dream cosplay be? And I decided that we're going to have 3 little rounds of this, right? Mm-hmm. I want us to do what we each would like to cosplay, our dream cosplay. If we had no budget limits and no technique and experience limitations, right? Yeah. What we would like to see the other person cosplay as. Mm-hmm. And finally, what do you think would be a good duo cosplay for us?
Which is an interesting one.
It would be an interesting one. It would be a very, very interesting one. So, would you like to go first? Or would you like me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
I'll go first. So let's start each with what we would like our dream cosplay to be. Right? My dream cosplay that I have been wanting to do for a couple of years now would be a male version of Vi from Arcane.
Fair.
But it would have to have the functional gauntlets, the leather jacket, which, spoiler to you, but anyway, she has gauntlets at some point. Right? But functional gauntlets, the red leather jacket, the bruising on the face and the ink and whatever. I don't mind if it's the gothic version, which is also a spoiler to you, because you don't know anything about season 2. But I just love Vi with all my heart and soul. I feel like Vi is probably who I would be most like in that show. And she just speaks to me on in so many ways. And I would love the possibility. That is definitely a dream crossplay for me. Do you have one? Do you have a dream cosplay?
Do I have a dream cosplay? I mean, there is one character. There's always been one character I know that I will be doing at some point in my life, and that would be Dr. Eggman because of my namesake. But one thing I have evolved on more is thinking, well, which interpretation? Because there is a lot of different Eggmans out there. I have no desire to do the Jim Carrey one because I feel like our good friend Tom has very much cornered that market and done it too successfully. So I would never want to be side by side with someone as skilled as him when it comes to that one. But I just feel like I could pull off the look from Sonic Boom.
Okay, 100% see that.
Yeah, like I feel
100% see that.
You know, like my shoulders could be broad enough to pull off an outfit like that. I think there is potential there.
There's potential. There's definitely potential.
Yeah. So I feel like if I was gonna actually do it one day, because I've said for like decades now, oh yeah, one day I'll cosplay as Eggman. I feel like if I was ever like, okay, you have to do it now, it's gonna be Boom Eggman. I feel like that one. I like the way his shoulder. Yeah, I think it would look good. I think I could pull it off.
Fair enough. I can see that. I can get behind it. So next round, we are going to say who we would like to see each other cosplay as. I literally don't know what the name of my character is, but you will know who I mean when I say the ginger dad from Dream Daddy. Do you know who I mean? The one with the like Hawaiian shirt and vest, who has the daughter in the game.
Yes. Okay. I mean, work, to be honest. Honestly.
And it's such a casual cosplay, you know what I mean? But it is so iconic. Like that shirt and cargo shorts, I think, is also just very you.
Yes, it is, to be fair.
And he wears green. It's your favorite color.
Which is a color I wear a lot as well. You know what? Maybe I am him.
You don't have a daughter. You're not a lumberjack.
Well, maybe one day. Maybe that'll be my next career.
One day.
I can be anything I want to be. A lumberjack.
Literally, yes. Literally, yes.
You know what? I vibe with that a lot. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I know.
Yeah. Makes you think about the one I've chosen now.
Okay. Who would you like to see me cosplay as?
So, it's a character that I think you like. It's actually from an anime I haven't watched, which is, but it's a character that keeps being referenced in my world and has been brought up more than once. So I know the character, even though I don't know the show very well.
Okay.
mainly because of one particular thing he was obsessed with. But Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon. I reckon
That's hilarious.
the little helmet
And the beard.
we just fluff out that we back home the beard a bit.
Tease it.
Tease it.
Tease it. Tease it to the gods.
I think you could capture the character of him.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah,
I think I
would run around the con in my white undies because that's all he's wearing under his suit. Crazy.
I think
I would actually cosplay Senshi, probably with pants on, trousers on. But beyond that, I think I would have a lot of fun cosplaying Senshi.
Oh, you absolutely would. You would have the best time, I think.
100%. Bread.
Literally. That's all I... As soon as this question came up, that's all I pictured in my head. Yeah, just like...
And lastly, our cosplay duo. So I will say this is a bit of a cheat because I've already said this, and I may have put it out in the universe to try and organize this happening, right? And I foresee that in the distant future, you and I will be going to a con or a photo shoot or something, and we will be cosplaying Shadow and Rouge.
Oh, you have mentioned this.
Because it would be the perfect duo. It would be the perfect duo. The socially awkward one and the...
What the socially one and...
Amazing. Being used as like the highest regard.
Oh,
obviously,
of course.
Not
Absolutely.
a derogatory term. She slays. Fucking vibe, Rouge. So, yes. And for those curious, no, I would not crossplay Rouge. I would full drag high quality Rouge as much as possible as I could. With no beard. I would shave my beard for Rouge.
That's a bold statement. That's commitment, that is.
I would shave my beard and be the best Rouge I can be.
So, one day in the future.
One day. And there are people out there who I know listen to our podcast who will know that I am referring to them. They will have to help us out with this in particular. But one day, and it will be glorious.
So, it's kind of interesting because this one's actually really difficult, I think. The idea of like, who are good duos that I would want for us to cosplay as? Because that's not easy. Because I try and think like, well, which characters do I like as double acts? And there aren't many, to be honest. And then I think the only ones that came straight to my head are just, they're not cosplay, they're fancy dress. And there is a difference. There is a massive difference. And like the amount of times I've seen couples do Woody and Buzz from Toy Story is like, there are other things in the universe, surely. There must be other things. Another one that popped into my head, it's interesting, all the ones that we talk about when it comes to, ends up with you doing some form of drag. But the idea of being Jesse and James from Team Rocket.
I love it.
Because I feel like I have the right temperament to be a James. I
definitely can be a Jesse.
And definitely. And you would be serving as Jesse. And yeah, the idea that, again, maybe it'd be a taster of when you see us out and about on the show floor together. Who knows what we get up to. But maybe it'll be the start of our comedic villain era. Leading up to will be the Team Rocket of podcasts. But that, yeah, it just makes me giggle that, yeah, but it's like both of them involve you looking snatched.
Is that your answer then?
You know, that's going to be my answer. That is going to be my answer now.
I don't think I have the figure for Jessie. Then again, I mean, Rouge needs appeal, so I need to get in my hourglass mode.
I was going to say, you need to get your hourglass, no waist, all hips. That's the figure you need to be getting towards for the cosplay.
Crazy.
Maybe we should not aim for the standards of fictional bats. This is something we can realistically achieve. But that's what padding's for.
It is, and I happen to have some padding lying there. I have couches. They can be carved out.
So yeah, I love that question. I think it's a really good question.
It's a good question. It's quite funny.
And now we've set ourselves up for expectations in the future.
Yeah,
of what we're gonna do.
Watch this space. And lastly, for today's episode, we are doing something a little bit different. We are going to do a choose it or lose it. People are going to be on the edge of cliffs, right? But the roles are going to be reversed. I am the one asking the questions today, and Jay Bear is on the edge of the cliff, in the rain and snow, up a hill, in freezing temperatures, at night.
Wait, you're at the edge of a cliff. The worst weather conditions are sometimes it's a bit breezy.
No,
I'm going for all 4 seasons. No, like all the seasons except summer and spring.
You are on the edge of the cliff. It is nighttime.
Okay, it's dark.
It is quite chilly, a little bit foggy, misty, so it's like damp on the skin, right?
Wow, paint a scene.
And on one side, you hear the faint music of Death Becomes Her. There is a VIP treatment to see the show on the best night that they have ever performed. Right? Not only do you get to see them, but you will be invited to meet the cast, to go out for dinner for celebration afterwards, hang out with them for the rest of the evening, and because I'm generous, you might even befriend them. They might give you their WhatsApp numbers. You might get to socialize and be friends.
Oh, not Snap codes. Crazy.
Right? Or, if you choose That Becomes Her. Actually, no. Let me give you the alternative first.
Okay.
Right? The next alternative, is that the Sonic franchise actually starts producing amazing viral games that you are proud of.
What are you trying to say?
The movies actually follow all the storylines, all the best storylines from books and comics, with TV shows that actually do not low-key scam the person watching them, and they're actually about a side character no one gives a fuck about. But they're about the real characters with good reviews from Rotten Tomatoes all around. You know what? It will even be the best movie franchise to date for gaming.
Okay.
Breaking records for Minecraft, Mario, and all that. Right?
Okay.
So you have to choose between those two scenarios. However, if you choose That Becomes Her, the Sonic franchise no longer releases any new content from that point forward.
For fuck's sake.
And the franchise might survive on its own from the fandom, but there will never be a resurgence of new things. It's only fan people that will keep going forward with it. If you choose the Sonic franchise and its growth, then That Becomes Her is cancelled, and the soundtrack is removed from the internet, and you will never be able to hear it again. Welcome to your Choose It or Lose It.
That was rude. That was really fucking rude. Oh my god, that is...
Good one, though. A very good one.
Oh, I hate this game.
And you made it. You created this show.
I created this. Which producer of this show agreed to this switch? I'm going to have words with them after the show on the board meeting. Because everyone knows. I refuse to believe anyone who isn't aware of me or doesn't know that Sonic, I literally bleed Sonic. So the idea of... Because it's not just a case of like, oh, do you want to have a great night out, the best night out ever, or do you want to see a franchise you love go to succeed and get even better? It's the whole aspect of the fucking like, well, if you choose one, the other one just basically is eradicated. Just cease trading. There's no more. There's no more.
That is what you made me choose between every time. Every time.
So, okay. Who am I kicking off? Fuck. So, I love the Death Becomes Her soundtrack. I think it's very hard to do a comedic musical. I think they nail it. I think it's modern and well written, and the performances from Jennifer and Megan are just so good.
And now that I heard it, I can agree. It is great.
It's really fun. Like the way I've been scouring the internet for bootlegs of that show because I just need to see it. But Sonic is my boy. He's my everything. I think I made a decision. Okay, I think I made a decision.
All right. Drum roll.
I love Sonic so much. Like, Sonic means everything to me. I can't imagine my life without Sonic. It's just impossible to think that I just didn't have him in my life. But I have had a good run. I have been with that guy for basically almost 40 decades.
40 decades?
Almost. 40 decades. I'm 40,000 years. I'm older than time. 40 years, 4 decades. That is how much this question has melted my mind. I've lost the concept of what a decade and a year is. Yes, so I've been with him for almost 40 years, and he has been with me. But I would say that means I have a solid enough back catalogue that if he never made a new piece again, I'd be like, I've got games that I enjoy. I've got a lot of games I don't enjoy. I've got TV shows I like. I've got a lot of TV shows I don't like. And I've got, 2 solid movies and another one. So, we've had a good run. If they said, oh, the Sonic IP is now illegal, we can't make any new stuff, I think I could cope with that. But if you took that soundtrack of Death Becomes Her away from me right now, life would be bad for everyone around me and who knows me. Because trust, if I have something in my ear, that is what I'm listening to. I could be listening to so many different things. I'm listening to the same soundtrack on a loop. I know almost all the words off by heart. Like, it is crazy. And the idea of having, them at their peak, at their best performance, hanging out with them, I would cry. Like, it would be... Yeah. I can't believe I'm kicking Sonic off a cliff. But I guess the future of Sonic is being edged off. Bye-bye.
I need you to edit Sonic being thrown off and pushed away. Please.
You put me in this dilemma. Don't then say now I need to make you edit a visual representation of you killing your child. That's how it feels.
Please do. It would be too good.
Yeah, the future of Sonic is off the edge of the cliff.
And just like that, there were no more games, movies, soundtracks, Bentley's out of business, in the streets, in the cold.
Wait.
Jake and Kay have lost their business because their hit convention disappeared.
You are adding layers to this. did not exist. You literally said the community will carry on as long as.
Oh yeah, they're back. Bentley is on the top of the charts.
You know.
Shout out to Bentley, we love you.
We love Bentley, but
Bentley.
Bentley was saying himself, like the last time he officially collaborated on music was 2008. He's doing very well with Sonic.
100%.
Back catalogue. Like,
don't correct me. Don't ruin the moment.
I'm trying to make myself feel better about my decision.
Nah, it is crazy how these scenarios are addictive to create. So I'll do this again.
I would love to say I can't wait, but I can wait for as long as you need. Fortress. On that note, we are at the end of our episode. You've come to the end of it.
Yes.
We have gone through all the amazing things that AnimeCon UK offering, including the reason why you need to be there, because not only are there awesome things happening throughout the whole time, Friday through to Sunday, but we're there and we're bringing the full entourage. Like the whole gang are going to be there. There's some people, like I said, the special guests. We have people at a table supporting us. The fact that we have, our extended family as well, tabling behind and all around us. Like, it's just the perfect opportunity. There's no better reason to want to come to AnimeCon.
100%. 100%.
So, and we also learned that maybe my title of Europe's biggest Sonic fan needs to be debated now after that decision I've made today. Maybe I can fight for Death Becomes Europe's biggest fan. We'll see. Anything to have a sash, really. I just want to wear a sash saying I'm a fan of something. That's all I need. If you are listening to this right now and you are not outraged that the decision I made, then go ahead and rate this podcast 5 stars. It costs you nothing. It helps us so much. You might be on a platform that doesn't allow ratings. That's fine. It means you can follow it, like it, and leave a comment. So make sure you do that, because we read every comment we get, and it makes us a little bit happier. It brightens up our day. Who wouldn't want to brighten up our day? So leave us a comment. We love to see them. If you are wanting to follow us on socials, guess what? We're on everything, basically. You need to go to theconcreatives.com. You can see a full list of every social media we are. Yes. However, if you're just on the apps right now, your Instagram's open in front of you as you're listening, just type in @theconcreatives, and that's on all social medias, and you're going to find us. While you're on the website, you can not only see the other podcasting platforms we're available on, but you can see our shop where we have a variety of different things, keyrings, buttons, t-shirts, and you can purchase those, and it supports the show, and you get to rep us out in the world. Who wouldn't want to do that? Because they look fucking awesome. So check them out, have a look at them. And not only that, on our website, we have the amazing people that we work with to make stuff happen for this podcast and for the con. So do check them out, see the people we work with, and if you're a company yourself or you know someone who could be something that would be good to collaborate with, get in touch. All our details are on the website. On that note, so much to get through.
Well done. Always proud of you. I am never going to be doing that part.
Literally, I go to sleep and I just think the podcast outro just repeats in my head because it's literally just memorized at this point. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you again in a week. Until then, have a great time, have a great week, and we'll see you then.
Love you, bye.
A special shout out to our Patreon conventioneer, Kit. Want to join the Conventionaire crew and support the show? Visit patreon.com/theconcreatives. Also, hello there, Rob. Glad you love this voice so much.